Okay, how we doing up there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. I have to get a few things in here to get ready in here. First of all, I need to straighten up that curtain for the pictures, new pictures that I want to put on for the new light gunmetal. Pictures we have are nice, but I want some better ones. Make sure everything's good. Got some temporary curtains up here. We'll straighten out the curtains to begin with, so it looks a little more neater for the pictures. All right, so we've got some new updates on what we're working on. Put you guys over here on a slant right there. I'll be back. Gotta grab a few things. Where's the cord? Is that the cord for it? Oh, that is the cord for it, right? Yeah. Oh, we don't have a fire stick upstairs. We need a fire stick for this. Here's a fire stick. Oh, so we're going to the process here. Okay, wait a minute. Get to it. I'll tell you something. I literally never figure out how much work I gotta do when I take a day off. We have an inflatable projection screen paint coming out. I told you we're designing one. We got all this on Sunday. We have gamer paint coming in. We have 4 different spray on inflatable paints coming out, inflatable acoustics coming in. And we got a chance to experiment with a new inflatable screen paint. So inflatable screens are different. They are extremely temperamental. This is a screen you're going to take down, put back up, take down, put back up. And it's going to have a lot of stress on the formula. Consider the fact that it's not going to be in any really bad weather, because I don't know who the freak would be running an inflatable screen with power coming out of it, and power coming out of the screen on a surface that is outside in the rain, so that wouldn't be happening. Unless they had an inflatable screen, they had the power system built into it. They use those for pools. So that's something they would be doing. I found some pretty interesting stuff too about the sizes of these screens, and doing a little research on 14s and 21s and 22s. That's how they measure them. They don't measure them by 180, 150, 160. They measure them by 14, 15s, 16s, 22s. Those actually mean sizes of the screen. A 15 is 120 inches. So that's what we have to figure out, because looking at how these screens are designed, they're not easy, they're not hard to make. I can bring someone in who actually is a professional sewer to actually make our own inflatable screens if we get to that point. But actually making detachable screens that we can attach onto the surface is easy to do, because the same pattern that they have in the, I guess the snaps, mine's different, mine has the clips. It's the same amount of holes they have in a grommet per screen. So it's not hard to make adapter pieces for it. So I'm going to make several adapters for my unit downstairs. I have a 14, I have a 15. Mine comes in at 120 inch screen, so that's what I need to do. But yeah, so as I said before, this is a surface that is extremely temperamental. And yeah, if you try to apply any kind of paint to this, it will tear up on the screen, big time. Folding it outside in the weather, heat, it's going to have some issues. So we've already done tests already. This is why I tell people, at the end of the day, it's important to do these tests, because if you don't, the outcome could be nasty. Now, just to say a certain person per se made a claim that he was going to paint this to a massive size screen. I already know the outcome of that one. You can't put acrylic onto that surface, the PVC surface. You're going to have all kinds of crazy issues. That screen's going to crack, it's going to peel, especially in the corners when you fold it up. And another one of the biggest problems you're going to run into is when heat hits the back of the screen, especially when it's made out of PVC, it's going to cause a sweat box, because you're going to have heat transferring back and forth between the screens. It's going to cause the formula to lift off and cause these air pockets, like little bubbles, that will cause the surface to crack and peel. Now, for somebody said, oh, that's not possible, we do our research. Everybody knows I test my stuff at the end of the day. Some people may not test, we test over here. So that's how we know that we have to make a certain kind of formula, and it has to be a step 2 process. Now, this ain't gonna have anything to do with quantum fusions, microfusions, and all that other nonsense, building a system. That's bullcrap. You can be done, but it does not require rollers. It requires multiple applications with a sprayer in each application. We're not getting into that right now. It's just too much to get into that. But anyway, so this has 2 applications. One is our own customized primer, which we're going to be making, and another one is going to be the application itself. Now, there's 2 ways you can put this on. One has to be rolled, one has to be sprayed. It has to be sprayed. You can't roll this stuff on. All right, so like I said, or you can just basically spray both of them on. I got to do 2 demonstrations for this. This is for inflatable front and rear projection screens. One of the screens we've had the biggest problem with trying to conquer was the front and rear. Front and rears are interesting screens. So we had to make a 2-coat combination for that. Now, do I advise painting on PVC? No, we still haven't figured out a way to get around that one. Like I said, PVC is extremely temperamental. And if anyone sits there and tells you that they can take an everyday paint and paint with it, it's a complete lie. It's one of the surfaces that's really hard to coat at the end of the day. You will mess your screen up. So, yeah. So that we are working on. We're in here right now because I have to decorate this area a little bit. We're not going to put much in here. I just need the wall and the window. But the window, the curtains looking a little sassy. So we have to come here and put that up temporary for the time being. And I want to redo my pictures for the outside, my pictures for the light gunmetal. Oh, those who purchased that over the weekend, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. Right now, we are attaching an adapter to the back of the projector so we can run games off of it. Because if you don't know, and you will know by today, all VGA to HDMI adapters do not work with gaming systems. Only one particular one does. When we test it, works perfectly, but all the rest of them, we've had problems with them because the signal strength isn't that good, and the system will shut down. You get a black screen or blue screen telling you that there's no signal there. So I only found one company that I buy from that it works perfectly fine. So a few people have went out and purchased this particular projector I have here. We got another customer who's going to be showing off pictures. We had to go in and do some editing on the website, expand our customer section so we can add more pictures in. We have another fellow coming in from Buffalo. He's going to be showing off his, he ordered the screen paint and he ordered the acoustic. So he's going to be showing off quite a lot of his stuff that he got from us. He has not this particular projector, but it's the same make and model. This projector is interesting. I love these fantastic projectors. A lot of people realize this projector has a standard short throw lens. Do you have any idea how expensive it is to get a short throw lens on a projector? But these projectors have them. Now, when I first bought it, I thought to myself that this does not look like a short throw lens because we're still back at a distance. On the Christie LW505, I have to be back about 18 feet in order to get a 100-inch screen off that projector. I gotta be back on that thing. This is not a extended throw lens. Now, when I go outside with the Christie, I'm back at 18 feet. That's the LW505, the 5000 1080p projector. I had to fill out a 180-inch screen at around almost about 18 feet back. We can't fill the entire screen up. It won't fill out 180 inch at all, period. But this particular projector, when I take it outside at around 18 feet, will fill the entire screen out in some. Which when I went to go check on the lens to see what kind of lens was in here, it's a standard throw short throw lens, which these are the only projectors we can use to blow up our screen. But the problem you have with this projector is the sound. You can't plug your sound bar or anything in the back of it because I don't know how the thing configures. It has a very interesting configuration when it comes to sound on the back of this projector. You can't plug it up. Sound won't come through it. It doesn't work. It only comes through the projector itself, and that's a headache because I got a sound system up here. I want to play my games up here. I like this projector, but there's no way for me to get sound out of it. Now, you can go with a basic VGA to HDMI adapter. That will do it perfectly for Fire Sticks. But if you want to game off of it, not going to happen because for some reason the signals are different. So this particular unit here allows you to be able to do that. And the company is called Ugreen. You get them on Amazon for 14 bucks, or 15 bucks altogether. I got to show you my Instagram numbers. They are insane. So it's a shame. We've had a few haters pop on there and try to spread hatred as I usually do. But my followings on freaking Instagram, I don't have large numbers, but people coming to view my stuff is heavy. They know who I am over there. I got 3 big boys over there backing my stuff that have heavy numbers attached to their account. We're talking about 1 million and over. So an individual, you know who he is, went over there with a lot of hatred and anger, made a fake page with my logos on it. Again, copyright infringements already, again, and tried to spread hatred about my company over there. He got shut down quick because everybody knows me over there. So a few people copied his page, made a duplicate of it, and went around telling everybody that this page that he has is fake. and that they should basically put a restriction on him as fast as possible. And that's what's been going on with his account. People have been hitting his account with restrictions left and right, filing complaints against him because of what he was doing. It doesn't pay to do hatred, do dirty stuff. At the end of the day, it doesn't. If you're mad at me because I outed you because your shipping information is not on point and it really isn't, then that is your problem at the end of the day. It's something you need to go in and fix. You know, you need to have more information in there for your customers to be able to have a decent way of getting their items returned. So for those of you who don't know, we've been in his shopping cart, been in his website a couple of times, and it's an absolute nightmare in there. And one of the things we noticed that his shipping policy is absolutely insane. So, you know, if you're buying from him, yeah, be warned. But he's very upset about that. But our numbers over in Instagram are crazy. All right, so with this adapter, we're doing a couple of things for the updates right now. So with this adapter, we have, you'll get the power cord, which is very important because without the power cord, it doesn't work. This thing does require power from a USB adapter. I'm covering all this right now because I'm not going to be doing a bunch of videos back and forth on every little thing. So we'll cover this up in the update. All right. So this is going to be your unit right here. Basic and simple. HDMI port goes in here. Make sure you don't get this mixed up because one time I had the HDMI in here one time. VGA in here, and it was actually defeated the entire purpose of me basically buying this to begin with. And on this side, you're going to have your VGA, HDMI. Now, like I said, these are fantastic for projectors who do not have the HDMI. You can convert them and allow your game system to play through them. All right, you're going to get a little unit like this. This is very important, very, very important. This is going to allow you to be able to power this unit right here. First time I bought one of these, I was like, it's broke, it don't work. And then I figured out that it requires power from a USB. If you don't have a USB on the back of your projector, all right, then this is what you do. You know, the adapter that comes with your cell phone right there, the Cricket or old Fire Stick. You can use this as a source of power. Put it right in there. And there you go. You don't have to worry about the USB anymore. So this little unit right here on the back of this, if you can see this correctly, will come with an output for sound, which you need desperately because again, no sound comes through this unit, only through the speakers. And the speakers are crappy, I don't like them. And this is the power for the USB right there. And right here on the other end, HDMI right there. So sometimes you'll get these adapters and some of the adapters won't have any output for sound. Mine is converting the VGA into HDMI, so you have to somewhere for sound to come through. You have to have an output for audio, 35 millimeter on the back of that for sound to transfer through the unit. So there we go, attach them like so. And how's the signal? Well, when I'm downstairs gaming, you do know that I'm attached to an adapter downstairs. Yeah, when I'm downstairs gaming downstairs in the max out room and 129-inch arcade screen, that's all an adapter, same adapter we have here. Perfect, it's clean. I did a test with one of them on my Sony DPL FH30. I did a demonstration using one with the adapter and one with the HDMI, and you can tell one from the other. So this is going to be permanent here. I like the fact they come up with these adapters. This is really nice. I want to get a CRT projector. That's the ones that have the old ones, the ones that have the red, blue, and green, but they run off BMC, and BMC is a freaking nightmare to run. But they do make BMC to VGA or VGA to BMC, which is a lot easier. So me having all those cables, I can run it through one unit. All right, that's it. So we got it hooked up in the back here. So all you got to do. So when you buy this projector, you turn it on, you're like, oh, sound only comes to the front of it. You try to figure out configurations, how to get the sound. It's not going to work at all, period. These are only designed for sound to come through here only. Even if you put your HDMI ports to the back of this, the only way this is going to work, unless you have a system like a computer or something, you can run another audio source, but you're not running it through this bad boy. It's not going to work. That's like the Panasonic projectors. I got one of those. It was $1,500. That projector has no audio outputs on the back of it whatsoever. So you have to find another source. So I had to run my Xbox system because it has a optical cable out of the back of it. But I'm not a big fan of Xbox, so I'm just not. But so, and the Sonys don't have them anymore. They used to have opticals on the back of them. I guess you got to buy a higher model to get the optical, but the one I got doesn't have it, so that didn't work. So I had to run it through my computer only, because my computer has, you know, outputs for sound. This solves the problem. 14 bucks, that's it. Put as many of these you want in the back. And that way you got all the HDMI ports you want. So if the weather is good, hopefully it is today, I don't know what the weather's going to be. We'll be out to finish the return for our customers. I have to do a demonstration on packing, short video, nothing, just me packing something up for the demonstration for the return policy, because we want to show actual videos how packages are being handled. I'm having a ball on the return policy. I got some other stuff I'm going to update on that page too. Got a few things we got to update on there. So, and a lot of people won't some people get upset over this, but look, hey, at the end of the day, it's your money at the end of the day. You have to understand that. A return policy has to be immaculate. Do you understand me? This is your this is your paint. It's going to go on your wall. You have to make sure that everything's legit, even down to the website has to be legit. You can't have stuff in there that's not right, because that is going to affect you later on. Not me at the end of the day. You can get mad at me all you want. Not affecting me. It's not my money going through that bad boy. It's yours. So, you know, I had fun. The first one we did, like I said, put a lot of information in it, which is needed. The second one, we got videos in it, which should have been the first one. But, you know, ideas will come to you later on. Hey, I'm tired. Anyway. Yeah, so that, you know, some people get mad. Well, it's not yet. No. If you are going to have a business and a website, guess what? Your website has to be up to par, okay? That's how it works. So I'm pretty sure you wouldn't sit there and buy something like a major purchase, like a house or a car, through a website, and that information wasn't legit. Oh, we tested. That's all they put in it. They don't say what kind of test, but we tested. Well, what kind of test was it? Was it for asbestos? Was it for termites? Was it for bugs? What was it? It was a mold, but you tested. That's all you got. Clean, nice, livable, tested. That's it. And you're going to drop about 60, 70 to 150,000, maybe $500,000 on a home that got that little bit of information in there? No, you're not. You're not dumb at the end of the day. I'm pretty sure you're more intelligent than that. The reason why there's no information in there, because they never tested the product. That's why. That's why. All right, so let's fire this up. I got to go over and I got to straighten my curtains up. Man, that still freaking hurts. That's gonna hurt for a while. Man, I'm gonna have to go down and get myself some 5-gallon buckets for my setup outside. So yeah, I am going to purchase a inflatable projection screen, because like I said, we've got this new inflatable screen paint coming out, and I want to purchase another inflatable screen over building 180 inch. So we got one fabric screen in the back. We have 150 inch on the deck. That one, probably going to redo it, put a new one, because the old one out there pretty much got damaged in the last one. That's an old surface up there, and I do want to update it to a new surface. So, and then the inflatable screen I have outside is nice, but I can go much bigger than that. If I'm doing inflatable, I can go really big on that. So there's no inflatable paint we're doing. We need a screen out there for display. So my screen, it's going to be like 11 feet high. It's going to cover the entire deck. It's going to be huge. From what I calculated on how many tethers we have to put in to lock it in place, not going to be a lot. The heavy buckets will keep it secure. We had a really crazy windy day yesterday. no problems whatsoever. It stood. So we know we can easily do the other one with no problem. Let me see what we got going on here. I want to go up here and get this zoom a little higher up. So that's not going to be an issue. All right. I think I want to shrink this a little bit. Can we shrink a little bit? Let me shrink a little bit. There we go. Let me fit the screen up. There we go. Oh, what's the difference between the white wall and the light gray? A lot of big difference. Same thing like what's the difference between a light gray gunmetal and certified screens? That we can show you too. As a matter of fact, I have to do a demonstration for the elitists. The elitists. The elitists are people on the forum site that have the insane screen setups. Call them the elitists. All right, let me go back up. Oh, come on. It did not ask for you. No one asked for you. Let me see. I asked for you. That's what I need right here. There we go. Flip it over. We are get it off on the keystone. Let's stick you out here. Stick you out for a little bit. There we go. Now let's drop that keystone in there. Take you off. Oh, you need to be in there. We need you to be in there. There we go. Of course, we're missing the aspect ratio. We don't have a signal coming through here. So let's see what we got to do. See how I know some people don't know about venues? Venue projectors have something called advanced keystoning. If you ever seen what advanced keystoning look like, yeah. It's like 20 or 30 different versions of keystone in that bad boy. And I explained to people that an NEC 1150 is not venue. An NEC 1150, even though it has interchangeable, interchangeable lenses on it. I had like 6 of them. Interchangeable lenses, it's not considered to be, it's a business projector. It's not home theater. It's a business, but it's not venue. Now in venue categories, you have 2 versions. You have venue and you have commercial. I got a commercial in here one time. You get a commercial, you will know you have a commercial at the end of the day because you can't run it off your power source. You don't have enough power to run it. Let's say you go downstairs and you disconnect your washer and dryer. You've seen a big, huge, massive outputs for those bad boys. That you can plug it into, but you're not plugging that into your regular house. You will burn out your box. I know I had one in here. So you got to be careful because some people will state it's commercial and some people won't. And you can't go to Projector Central. They may or may not tell you there's a commercial projector, but you have to be really careful when you're buying venues because if you buy a commercial, you can have a huge issue of burning your house down, or you can overload your box. And that's going to cost you a lot of money if you know how much money the electrician costs. So when I got one down here, when I figured out exactly what it was going to cost me, they were talking about $75 just for the electrician just to show up at the house. That's $75. And I didn't want this thing connected to my box. I had to have a whole separate dedicated power output with its own breaker attached to it because if it tripped, I didn't want it tripping the house too at the same time. Oh, that got expensive. And then on top of that, I have to have units outside. You know how much money that cost? Yeah, it was more than what the projector was worth, so we couldn't keep it. But I learned something. I learned the difference between a commercial and the difference between a venue. And it's funny because you can look at both of them, but there's a slight little difference. I'll tell you which one's which. And you better be to get that right, because if not, that means the difference of you having a bunch of flashing trucks in front of your house because your crap freaking overloaded and your house will burn to the ground. You think I'm joking? I think I had the video where I plugged one in and I whoop. I was like, oh shoot, can't use this. That's where I went out and got the battery unit to run it. And you know how much power, how much time I got off a battery unit for that unit? And my battery unit was something like 1,800 per outlet. It was a lot of power. I got freaking 2 hours out of it. That's it, 2 freaking hours. That's how much power those things eat. So you have to be careful about that too. So the reason why they don't tell you anything about venues because they don't know anything about venues. Let me see what we're doing here. Come on, we have to be on here on, hooked up the power juices going through. We're in VGA. That's what we're running right now. We're definitely not HDMI 1 or 2. So we have to be in here. All right. Oh, shoot. All right. My fault. I forgot to plug in the fire stick. Sure from insanity. Got to do that. That's not going to work. We can't get anything going without that fire stick in. All right. Let's plug this doohickey in. Hey. All right. There we go. Boom. We have to put the fire stick in. It activates extremely fast. So I like this adapter right here because I can run my PS4, I can run all my gaming systems through it, everything the whole 9 yards, and not have to worry about going any signal complications. Now, if you don't have that power cord plugged in to strengthen that signal, it'll run for a while, but boop, it'll pop right off. Just to make sure you get the sound. All right, so let's run a sound bar through it. Make sure our sound bar is going through correctly. Outlet for that. I'm supposed to be getting into this Borderlands, but I downloaded this game for free on my PlayStation Now store, and it is freaking amazing. Oh my goodness. I love this game so much. Let me show you a little bit off of it. So there's the light, gunmetal. I told you they get darker when they go upstairs. Remember, we're downstairs in a max out zone. There's a ton of light hitting the screen. So those screens are not in everyday normal lighting. But the contrast, like I said, it looks dark down there, but it's going to get even darker in normal lighting because, again, it's downstairs in a hostile environment. So it's going to show a little different when we get upstairs. That's what they look like. This is what we call normal lighting in here. Usually, this room is really, really well lit, you know, a lot of light pushing in. And for most people, this is not normal lighting. To us, we consider this to be normal lighting. If I can't see my corners and my environment's too dark, then that's too dark. And if I can't see out my windows, you know how I work with that. Why is that window open? That's the reason why I get bugs in the house. Oh, I'm doing something. That's why we have a giant mosquito. So, when you're watching an environment and you see pockets of dark corners, it's dark. No, that's not good. Because you guarantee your environment's gonna be much brighter than that. We gotta finish the walls in here too. Look at this, remote control. You know how dumb this is. The remote control is right here. It's right there. And it can't find the remote control. Artificial intelligence, okay. And to confirm for the people who place orders for the new stuff, thank you so much. You are really going to enjoy it. This stuff is incredible. Like I said, we put that heavy contrast shifting technology, a lot of screens above heavy, darker levels. And you see what it did to them gunmetal screens. Ooh, yeah, it did its work. Oh, we got a new one right here. Let's play. Oh, we need sound. Hold on a minute. We got to put the sound bar to this thing too. Let's see. Sound bar is coming through here.
Skechers, featuring the top-tier performance of premium Goodyear rubber. Get all-season performance with Goodyear and Skechers.
Turn that down. My area right here has really good acoustics. And this stuff would travel right to my neighbor's bedroom over there, which I'm trying to be polite, you know. This is no calibrating, no expensive projectors. You use projector on eBay, and we're using an adapter to run the entire thing. So I told you downstairs or in the max out environment, they look amazing. But when we put them in normal lighting like this, they look absolutely incredible. And keep in mind, my normal lighting is brighter than most demonstrations. Well, all demonstrations so far I've seen. This environment right here. This is staying here. This is mine. Size of the screen that has been asking me, 84 inches, 16.9. Fits perfectly right in that section. I'm gonna put some LED lights behind the back of it. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Now the projector I'm using in the demonstration is a Quincy I think it's the LW501i. That projector will cost you somewhere between 300. I would only pay more like 300 and down for it. Not a lot of money. This has a standard short throw lens on it. With the adapter, amazing. You got sound, you can run the game system to it, convert the VGA and HDMI, and look how clean the image looks. And with the screen paint, incredible. Now, this is our mid-level screen paint, which means, you know, all screens. All projection screens have to have a mid-level screen, which means they have their top screens, which are the black screens over here, dark gunmetal in the next room, and then they have the mid-level, what the white version of their screens would be. This is considered to be the white version of our technology. Consider the fact that if you saw the demonstration, this screen knocked out 9 certified screens in a max out zone, and it did it at 1,000 lumens in 4,000 with no problem. Lights on or lights off, it was able to maintain with no problem. So consider this is considered to be our mid-level screen. It's actually cheaper than the technology we have over here. So that's why I explain we're doing business with companies, and I say, look, my lightest screen can wipe out your stuff easily. Consider the darker stuff we have over here, it can't be touched. And we have it right there. So for those of you who've been asking us about a light gray version of a 38 Black Widow, well, there it is sitting over there on the wall. Those who want the higher white levels, now keep in mind, this is how it works. The contrast screen, yes, it's going to pull. You see them side by side. The contrast screen is going to pull. It pulls amazing white levels. It's able to blend in and match the screen. White levels are going to be slightly higher on this screen, but contrast levels are going to be fair. And if you look at it, the contrast levels are pretty good. Yeah, on a 38 Black over here, it's a different story. They look super jet black. So that's the difference between the two. So if you're into the more higher white levels, guess what? Now we have that technology there available for you. If you're interested in the heavy contrast, boom, we have it over here. If you want something in between with both the heavy contrast and nice white levels, then you have the dark gunmetal. So that covers everybody. I gotta do some gaming off this bad boy too. Now, what screens are people asking, what do you prefer to game off? Well, let's see. The gamer paint. And you're probably asking, what gamer paint? Oh, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, we're developing a gamer paint. Strictly dedicated gamer paint. We do it every form of technology. We always design a dedicated version. Why are we repainting my gamer screen downstairs? Oh, heck yeah. After I've seen what's going into this stuff, yes, I will be repainting my gamer screen only downstairs with that. Can you do other stuff on it besides watching gaming? Yeah, you can watch sports, movies, the whole 9 yards, because in these console systems, you got Netflix and Hulu. It ain't like the Dreamcast I got sitting in the next room. You just have gaming only on it. You got all different kinds of applications that you can actually go through. So yeah, you do all that on there. But on the gamer screen, 2 things we do on the gamer screens. We heighten that color level through the roof. It's going to look like freaking candy coming off your screen when we get done with it. We're going to have it at, I guess we'll do all 3. We'll do 20s, the 20 ounce, the 32s, and we'll do the 48s. We don't make anything bigger than a 48. It's not, we don't need it. Anyone who's ordering a gallon is I don't even know why you wouldn't even need that much. It's too much. 48s can paint up to 180-inch screen. And for those you're just saying that, nope, we have video demonstrations to back every last one of them up. We actually got 150-inch off 32, yeah. Shut my door here. Got the chair here because, oh, you didn't think I was in here, did you? Wow. Crazy kitty, you. So this room is a little different. You know why? Because this room has a special paint in it. The paint that I use to paint this room, if you saw that demonstration, is a paint called Extra White. Pick it up at Sherwin-Williams. It is actually brighter than white. So I want this room to be super, super bright. We're not done here yet. We still have to finish the paint job behind the screen behind me. Get that wall painted white. This one's going to stay with this coating on here. I haven't decided what projector. We're going to probably use ultra short though on that one because I'm putting a sofa lounge area right in here. So we're definitely going to need that. All right, let's see what other things we can show off for this real quick. And I'll make sure I'm not going past my time here because I want to keep my timer. Anything else we need to update? We got a new inflatable screen coming in. Yeah, I bought a big inflatable screen. It's coming in for downstairs. I'm coating that with the new formula. It's a two-step system. We'll talk about that later on. We got a gamer paint coming in. We'll be showing that off pretty soon, probably around this week, in between this week. We got new updates coming to some policies on the website, which we need to update. I'm going to be showing up the customers' return. There's screens with 3 of those downstairs. We'll be showing this off pretty soon. Sending back that information. Finish it off for this week. We'll be done with that. And I think that's basically about it for right now. Yeah, I think it's just something else pops up. All right, let's see what else we got on here. We can check out. Now the reason why I'm setting up this area right here, because I want to get this area ready for new pictures. The pictures that we have on the site are nice, but the background, you can see the bar from the other units I'm using for work. It doesn't look right. It's a little sloppy. So we put them up there for the time being so we can get some pictures up there. This is what this area is going to be set up. Waiting for some light to come through the window because I don't want to take the pictures now. I want some light to push through. Nice open window and straighten up those curtains a little bit better so this area looks a little bit more neater when we take the pictures. Doesn't that look crazy? It looks like a TV, doesn't it? And again, I think I'm gonna bring back the 720p. Tell them about the 720ps. People run and say, "Oh, 720ps don't produce so and so and so and so and so." Half the demonstrations I do are in 720p. I had a conversation with somebody about that. He says, "Well, I have this so and so. What do you think about 720p?" You do know that half the demonstrations we do, especially outside, are 720p projectors. Yep. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Oh, that's a beautiful ship right there. Let me see. Now, you want to know what my brightness is on my projector? You're probably saying, "Ken, your brightness has got to be through the roof." No. This is the brightness on my projector. It's minus 21. Not plus, minus. Which means it is way under factory settings. In order for that to be in factory settings, it would have to be at 50 plus. That would be factory settings right down the line. Depending on what your projector's brightness is. If you have 40, then it'd be 40 plus. If you have 50, I guess how they would break that up would be like 25. So that's how we would have it. This is under factory settings, not plus 4, not plus 5, not plus 9, minus 21, way below. So when I see people showing up their settings, and they're talking about minus 4, please, we can go negative 21 on the screen, easy. All projectors in the house set in factory, not equal settings, which I need, especially the one downstairs. I got a bad habit of leaving that thing on from time to time. Let's see. Now looking at my time here, make sure I'm over time. All right, people, that being said, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. What do we got to be back on for anyway? Let me see. I'm trying to think what we're doing today. Customer screens, we got to spray out. We're going to do them. Oh, yeah. I might as well show you that right now before we sign out of here. I'll tell you, I love this technology. All right. Well, what's wrong with you today? Why are you such in a fussy attitude? What was wrong? You've been in my room messing around with stuff now you haven't? Okay. We got out with an attitude. What's wrong? You need coffee? Do you need coffee? You don't need coffee. Not like he needs coffee. Always grumpy. Rawr. Grumpy. In the morning. Oh, Pinocchio, out of my path. All right, let's show you what we got going on downstairs. You're like, what is that? What is that? I'll show you. So I told you about how we're going to be having a screen paint 2-coat step system for inflatable screens. We got one downstairs, and we're going to have it in 2 colors. We're going to have it in gunmetal, and we're going to have the other one in black. Are my lights on? It should be. There we go. Boom. There he is. Right there. She is. That was done yesterday. That's the gunmetal version of it. So, what I try to explain to people, and some people do not listen, at the end of the day, you cannot coat any form of paint onto a PVC surface. PVC, again, is temperamental, extremely temperamental. Now, if you're doing like a fixed frame screen, Well, that's the screen you're not going to take down over and over again. You're not going to disassemble, put that back together. That screen's going to stay on your walls and be permanent, so you can paint over that. Think of the name of it. Motorized projection screens, different from a PVC. You got soft PVC and you got hard PVC. The ones that they use for motorized is hard. The ones they use for, you know better than that, don't you, buddy boy? The ones that they use for, what do you call it? The ones they use for fixed frames is soft. It's designed to expand with the screen. This is the reason why when I tell you people don't give you proper information, when I tell you that you can actually take that screen out of the frame. Yeah, you go ahead and do that. That'll be your personal nightmare. Don't forget to keep a diary so you can write down the attempts of madness you're going to go through trying to assemble and put that thing back together, because the surface that you got with it was designed to expand. You have ruined that, or not ruined that, you say you have eliminated that. The minute you coat over top of it, it doesn't have that expansion anymore. So no, do not remove bars out of the back of the screen. None of that. Just pad the back of the bar with some towels. That's how you get rid of the imprint effect on it to begin with. I've painted tons of motorized projection screens and fixed screens to tell you that. Now, for those who are sitting there telling you that the whole, when you paint it, let's go back. When you paint a fixed frame screen, number one, you don't want to remove the bar. The bar is going to be a headache to put back in, trust me. But if you want to go and remove the bar, go ahead. Don't forget to do a video so I can have something to laugh at later on, because that is going to be hilarious watching somebody try to put a bar in the back of a fixed frame screen after they painted the screen. You do know that that screen is going to be actually stretching and expanding at the same time because of the spring support system you're going to have in there. So good luck with trying to put that back together. But don't forget to do a video. I got to see it. Anyway, so let's see. So as I told you before, this surface is not PVC. This is something else. This is a different surface. Now, this surface is a little different. Now, I'll show you the back side of it. This is the back side of it. Now, you see all those cracks. See all that peel paint, see how damaged that looks? That's what happens when you paint everyday paint. Not everyday paint, a screen paint product. I don't care what it is. And we tested quite a lot. And yes, even that one too. Even though we're not mentioning the name, we tested, they all react the same way. They can't adapt to the surface because the surface does not adapt to that particular paint. You have to crack books to do that one. Like I said, these screens are very, very temperamental, so you have to crack books to do that, which means you're not going to be throwing anything against it. And on top of that, you have to worry about whether or not if your surface is going to hotspot. You may get glares that might pop off the screen. Image might not pull up correctly. It might not adapt well with the projector. You may have an incident where basically short throw projectors don't pull up. They come dark around the corners. All kinds of stuff can go off. Mind, you're going to be outside the entire time when you're doing this. Can't do these tests inside. They have to be done outside. We're starting on the gain capability you want to go through, because that's going to be a person right there. Yeah. Then there's the problem of whether or not your screen's gain is going to be high enough. Can you pull off proper colors? Can you pull off proper contrast? How your balance level is going to pull up? It's going to have all kinds of interesting problems if you don't get it corrected. So with us, it's a little easier because, again, we have tons of videos showing us doing demonstrations outside. It comes with experience. So when you have experience of being outside and doing demonstrations on that level, well, something like this it's very easy. Tip number one, I forgot to add, being a Christian. Oh, Christian plays a role in everything. No, it doesn't. It does. All my technology comes from God. That's why we can develop this stuff so fast, so quick. I mean, you got a screen up there sitting right downstairs right now, which is a light gray gunmetal, and we developed that like in a few days. That thing, like I said, does amazing things. So this new technology we have here by our Lord and Savior, the two-coat application, is really interesting on how it's done. So it requires two things. You can spray both applications on, or you can roll and spray one. One does require to be rolled on, one does require to be sprayed on. You can do both of either way, but like I said, you're going to have to spray one of them. It definitely has to go down that way. Last coat has to be sprayed on. No matter what, it has to be sprayed on. So we figured out how to get around it, because that was a headache. It took a while, but we figured it out. So with this technology we have now, we'll be able to do the front and rear screens and all that other good stuff at the end of the day. And hopefully once my machine gets here, because I did order a machine for grommets to make my own screens. I can make my own adapters like they have here and attach them and change up my screens. Or if I want to do acoustic or something like that, I can actually change up my screens if I want. All right, well, that's what I wanted to share with you right there. But yeah, you can't go around painting any screen wherever you think you can paint it with, because you will mess it up. And when I mean you will mess it up, you will definitely mess it up. Keep in mind that surface on the other end that we tested on with the different forms of paint from other people's paints and our paints and so forth. Let's see what the reaction would be. All ended up the same way. And if you paint over that to fix it, you're going to have these flaky little spots all over your screen. They're going to show up in your pictures of where the previous paint peeled over top the new paint you painted over top of. And that process will start all over again. So each time you paint it, you will have new flakes from either the previous screen or the new version of the screen will show up. So that surface is literally on the other side, impossible to paint. So is the front too. We can figure that one out. All right, well, with that being said, I got to get out of here. Hopefully we get a good day. Hopefully we can set up the screen outside, do some demonstrations off, do some advertising off of it, and then we'll ship a few of these out to the beta testers so you can have some fun with them. All right, with that being said, hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Got to go, and God bless.